Okay. Yeah. So from the previous session that we have discussed on Friday, so do you have any queries regarding the things you have practiced? If you have any queries regarding the previous session, just let me know through the chat. Let's discuss it. So from the point where we have stopped on the Friday, let's continue from there. Let's take it from the hypertext links. Okay. So hypertext links are nothing but which helps for navigating to the different pages in a form of when you click on a link. So it will be navigated to the particular URL if you give any URL in a particular href attribute. So here I'll show you the example which we discussed on Friday. I'm just about to share my screen. So here, if you can see here, this is the anchor tag and this is the href. So in href, whatever the URL you give to the href tag, it will, when click on the hello, it will be navigated to the particular tag. So here you can see like, yeah, just hold on, I'm just increasing. It's almost full. See, now you can see here as hello, which is a anchor link. So for the anchor link, we'll have a properties like it will have a underline, and when you click on a particular anchor tag, there will be a change in the text color. As you can see here in a browser, this is the anchor tag. So when you mouse over it, you can see the pointer kind of display here, and when you click on the hello, it will be navigated to the page you have given. So when you just come back here, you can see like this is the tag. In between you have given as a hello as an anchor tag. So now coming to here, if the target is a different document, the document reference, let us go from, if the target is not at the beginning of the document, the target spot must be marked. So target labels can be defined in many different tags with the ID attribute, as in h1 ID is equal to baskets. Here you have a h1 tag. Are you able to hear me? I'll just stop my video and okay, some of the colleges are not unable to hear my voice. Yeah, okay. Let's continue. Target labels can be defined in many different tags with an ID attribute, as in h1 ID is equal to basket. So basket is nothing but, see, we have certain attributes for the tags which helps us to assign certain properties for the tag. For example, we have h1 ID is equal to baskets, and you can give some properties to this ID is equal to baskets. Okay. For example, your h1 tag is in a black font color by default. In CSS file, what we do is like, for ID, we will give certain property like background color or anything. So let us discuss these attribute properties in the next coming sessions, that is about the CSS. So for now you understand like ID is equal to basket, it assigns certain properties to the h1 tag. Okay. Navigate. So outside the page, it will be like HTTP link, you can navigate it. So within the page, you can go to the different pages by assigning the ID of the attribute here. ID is equal to basket. So in href, if you give hash baskets, when you click on what about baskets, then it will automatically goes to the h1 tag in your page. If a target is in a different document, the document reference must be included. So this is another case. If your target is a link that is separate URL, it will be like ahref is equal to http colon that website. If your target is in same page, you can use like hash baskets. Here the third condition is if the target is in a different document, then what you will do is like you have this document my ad means any .html5 hash basket. So this basket ID is in different file. Okay. So as it is in myad.html, in order to navigate to that particular thing, you need to give the href as that HTML hash baskets. If it is in the same page, you can give it as hash baskets. Next, style note. A link should be blend in with the with the surrounding text. So reading it without taking the link should not be made less pleasant. So here we have to specify the a link with respect to the text we are taking. Okay. Links can have the images. So whatever the links we are giving, right, we can have the images as links itself. So when you click on any image, it will be navigated to some other pages. So here, if you see here, ahref is equal to C210 data. This is one kind of HTML. That is your target. And if you have given like image src, and this image is within the anchor tag. So when you click on this image, then it will automatically redirect to this particular C210 data.html. This image tag we have discussed it previously, like alt is equal to small picture of an airplane is like a description. We can see it. So after the theory classes, let us do the examples practically. Now coming to the topics called as lists. List help us to display a kind of text in a different formats. Like if you can see here in this example, this is the output of a list. For example, if you are writing some document in a form of a points. So in order to differentiate different points, you can use this particular list concept here. Some common single engine aircraft. So this aircraft has certain things, like these three things are the which are included in the particular engine aircraft. So you can see here these lists are in a form of a dots, black dots. You can have numbers, you can have Roman numbers, etc. Okay. Now coming to the one kind of list, we call it as unordered list. Unordered list, the name itself tells like we don't have any order like numbers or Roman numbers or anything. We can just have the bullet points here. The list is the content of the UL tag. UL tag, the full form of the UL tag is unordered list. And coming to the example, you can see here H3 tag. So header tags we have already discussed. We are taking one of the tag from the header tag, that is H3. So the style can be seen here. Within the after the H3 you have taken as unordered list. unordered list we have li. Li are nothing but the elements in the unordered list or ordered list. For example, if now we are taking it as unordered list, li means list elements. We call this elements as, and these are the bullet points have appeared. So this is one of the example of the unordered list. Next example is ordered list. Ordered list, here we can see the tag like OL. OL is nothing but the ordered list. Each item in the display is preceded by a sequence value. So here you have seen like these are the bullet points. So before this text we will have a item which has some sequence. For example, if you take the numbers, then it will have a sequence like 1, 2, 3. It may be like normal numbers or Roman numbers kind of things. Similarly, as unordered list, we have an ordered list. It is represented by OL tag. So within the OL, we have the LI tags. So the children will be same in ordered list and unordered list. They will be represented by the LI tag. So here in this example, you can see like you got the numbers here instead of bullet points. So in unordered list, you have the bullet points. In ordered list, you have the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So how many LIs you will take, that many numbers will be automatically displayed to you. Now coming to the nested list. See, the term itself tells like nested means having the elements inside one another. So if we consider parent and a child, having a child under a parent is nothing but a nested thing. So any type list can be nested inside any type list. So type list means you have unordered list and ordered list. So any unordered list can be nested inside any ordered list, or any ordered list can be nested inside any unordered list. So the vice versa, you can have anything like parent and child. The nested list must be in a list item. So list item is nothing but the li elements. This nested list must be within it. So now coming to the next slide. This is the definition list. Definition lists are nothing but useful for defining any definition. For example, you have some abbreviations. So, you know, in order to define them, you will be generally using this definition list. And the tag for this is DL, like UL and OL. For definition list, we have DL. So the terms being defined are the content of the DT. These definition list terms can be represented by using DT tag, and the definitions themselves are the content of the DD tag. So this DD tag has the definition, the term is DT, and the containing thing is the DL. So within DL we have DT, and under DT we will have DD. So here in this example you can see like so here you can see the DL tag. So within the DL tag is like a root element. Within it we have DT 152. This is the term and this is the definition, two place trainer. Again DT, DD, DT, DD. Term and its definition, term and its definition. Okay. So definition, everything, if you can observe, like every tag has a closing tag and a starting tag. This is must in XHTML. You have to follow this standard. So I'll show you the output here. This is the output. So the representation will be like 152 DT and its data and its definition, two place trainer. So these are the kind of representation of the DL, DT and DD tags. Now coming to the tables. So what is meant by table? Generally in tables you can see like something is written in a columns and rows. Okay. The table is a matrix of cells, each possibly having a content. So within the cells format, you can have the text. So the cells can include almost any element. That cell can have anything, like any text. So some cells have rows or column labels and some have data. So here they are telling like cells can have the row or a column labels. You can have the labels of the column, you can have a rows, and you also can have a data within the cells or tables. So a table is specified as the content of a table tag. So the table you will define it as like this braces and the table tag. As you have seen the UL, OL, DL, DT, DD. So this is another tag, table tag. Those are all comes under list, and table is a new topic. A border attribute in the table tag specifies the border between the cells. So if you give a border for this table, then what the border specifies is like it differentiates as the cells. If a border is set to border, the browser's default with the browser is used. So border is nothing but an attribute of a table. For example, for hashtag, you have given id is equal to something in your previous slide. So id is nothing but it gives like some property to the tag, h1 tag or h2 tag, anything you take it. In a similar way, border is also an attribute which gives some properties to the table. The border attribute can be set to a number which will be border width. So how much thickness of the border you should have or you want, that can be given by using this border attribute in a form of a number. Border is equal to 1 or border is equal to 2. It defines the width of the border you will take. So without the border attribute, the table will have no lines. So if you don't give a border, the table will not have any lines. Tables are given titles with a caption tag which can be immediately follow the table. So for every table, if you want to give in a caption like what is the table, to define the name of the table, you can use the caption tag. So in the meanwhile, the page gets loaded. I'll show you one example. So every unordered list or ordered list must be preceded by the its parent tag, and it should be closed the same tag. I'm just giving the heading to the list. Ls are nothing but the list elements. So now I'm just, so if you can see here, this is an unordered list which have specified it in a header. In H2 tag I have given as an heading. In unordered list you have apple, banana. This is one of them. Closing and starting tag with closing and starting tag. This is the content. So if you can see here, This is apple, banana, and these are the list items which have a dotted dots, black dots, or any other kind of things. You can have it. In the similar way, if you change it as an ordered list, you have to change here as OL. Now run it. You can have the numbers. I'll just reload the document once again. Yeah, now you can see an example of the tables. As we discussed, this is the table which has a border is equal to border. So you have certain border. Border is nothing but it gives an property to the table. So immediately after the table tag, we have a caption. Caption is nothing but the title of a table or any description like about the table. Fruit juice drinks. These are about the different fruit juice drinks. Here you can see like TR. TR is nothing but the table row with the tag TR. TH is table header. So for that particular row, if you want a header, you will give it as TH. So this particular row is ended. We need to the table is a combination of rows and columns. So every table will have a n number of rows and n number of columns. Okay. For the first row, you will have a headings, and then remaining rows you will have the content. So the table header is represented by the th attribute, th tag here, and second row, that is nothing but a tr again starts. So every table have the n number of rows. Rows are defined using the tr tag. Within the tr tag again you have a one th header, that is nothing but a breakfast here, and td is nothing but the table data. Whatever the data you will write, that will be in a form of a tag called as a td. So you have three TDs, 0, 1, 0. Under this header, you have three data elements. Again, your new row begins. Again, you will have a header and the child elements. So this TH will be like overall header, table header you have like. I will show you in a form of an example, then you can understand it in a better way. So this is the output of the table you have seen. This is the caption, fruit juice drinks. You have given border is equal to border. That's the reason you can see the border here for the entire table. So these are the cells, apple, orange, screw. These are the cells. And this is one of the row. This is the row. Apple, orange, screwdriver is one of the row. Breakfast 010 is another row. Lunch 100 is another row. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 4 columns. So in a first row, what happened? First row is defined by tr tag. Okay. TR means the table row. So first cell is empty. Why the first cell is empty? If you can go back to the last slide, you can observe like you haven't written anything in this TH. So that is the reason you have seen it as an empty thing. Next comes apple, orange, a screwdriver. So Here you can see, right? TH is apple, TH is orange, TH is screwdriver. So all the four things are headers for the first row, like here. Again, now you have the reason why we have given, like this is like we are defining it as an header and remaining things as a content of header. So the reason for the reason we have given it as a header, it is displaying as a bold. Now comes the breakfast. So we have started another row with another tr. In the tr you have the first thing as header. So that's why it has represented the breakfast in bold, and all the remaining things are data, td. So 010 is the td. In a similar way, you have lunch as th, td, td, td. This is th, this is td, td, td. So tr means the row, td means content with the data, th is also a content, but it gives the header to the particular row. Coming to the next thing, we need to understand what is meant by call span and a row span for a table. So th is equal to th call span is equal to 3 is equal to fruit juice drinks. Now here the caption is not like a the caption is not fruit juice drinks. Now the fruit juice drinks is one of the cell in the table. You have given the call span as 3. Call span 3 means you are combining 3 columns and making it as a tr row. You are combining 3 columns. That is nothing but you are combining apple, orange and screwdriver. What happens? You forget about the above thing. Now understand, like you are combining 3 columns. So or here in a below output you can see orange, apple and screwdriver. Before that row you have fruit juice drinks, which is nothing but this is also a 3 column, but it is combined together as we have given the call span is equal to 3. So when we have started next tr, it has th, orange, apple and screwdriver. So these 3 things are the th under the next row. So you can play with this call span, which helps us to combine all the columns. In the similar way, you will have a row span where you can combine the rows together if you need it based on the requirement. Now you can understand the row span here. If the rows have a labels, if the rows have labels and they're spanning and there is a spanning column label, the upper left corner must be made larger using the row span. So now see here, you have again a table tag. For every table you will have a row that is nothing but tr. Again td is the content. So what is this content? This td row span is equal to 2, which is nothing but you have to combine 2 rows. Yeah. So I will show you the output. The row span is equal to 2. th call span is equal to 3. Here the call span you have the fruit juice drinks. Again you have th. This is same as a previous one, except the thing is like you are coming 2 rows here. I'll show you the example. I will run it and show you. Give me a second. In a table, you have the border. In a table, you have the border. Careful about the closing tags and the starting tags, and you have to be very careful. You should not miss any, even a single attribute like any closing tag of a like backslash in a th or anything. Your program will not be executed. This is another HTML. So here you can see the table down. I'm just zooming my screen. See, this is fruits. These three things are like TH, TH and TH. First thing, you have combined the two rows here. You can see an empty space here, which is a combined space. So as you haven't mentioned any text, this is an empty thing. Two rows are combined here. Three columns are combined here. The content is fruits, and below it you have the three cells which are like headers. So I will write something in the TD which is combined. Then you can see the text here. Combined rows. Now run. These two rows are combined. Row span is equal to 2 is this is the output. Call span is equal to 3 means you are getting a 3 columns cell. So VAlign is another attribute which helps in alignment with respect to the again is a default thing. So VAlign is an attribute of TH and TD. Aligned is for TR, TD and TH, whereas VAlign is for TH and TD only. So see, this is one of the HTML they have given as an example, like cell align.html and display. I'll show you the example. The cell spacing, let us go to the another attribute called as cell spacing attribute of a table is used to specify the distance between the cells in a table. So you have a different cells here, like I'll show you my screen. You have different cells. GF, GDF is one of the cell, HG, HE is another cell, and FD, FDF is another cell. So to have a spacing between the cell and the cell in a table, you will have this cell spacing attribute. Okay, cell padding attribute of a table is used to specify the spacing between the content. For the table, you have three things. Like HTML, we have a body. Here, table will have a we have a head tag for HTML, body tag for HTML. In a similar way, we have a T head for heading, T body for the content, and T footer for in a websites. When you see, like if you have a footer links, you will have the home, contact us as in a footer links also. In a similar way, the table has the T foot. Representation is like T means table foot. It has a multiple T body elements. You have multiple T body means you in a table it is possible to have multiple bodies, but in HTML you will have only a one body element. So within the body of HTML you will have the table, and within the table you will have a T body, multiple T body elements. They are separated by using the thicker horizontal lines. So if you have any such multiple T bodies, they can be separated by using the horizontal lines. I think the page is getting slowly loaded. So let's see an example of cell spacing here. I'll share you my screen. See, you have got enough space, that is cell spacing is equal to 50 means see here you have lot of space between the cells. What I'll do is like I will change the cell spacing for this. For TD I will give the cell spacing. Okay, I'll give us 5. Observe what happens here. This will take it off. For elements, I will show you cell padding here. Just run it once again. Okay. Yeah, just hold on. I'm just saving my file. So we'll have a different properties for the tables, like you can have a V align, align, and different properties which helps us for having the text in a different format, like according to the requirement we can make n number of tables, like you can have a nested tables also, a table inside another table, you have a complex tables. So based on the requirement we can have the tables. I'm just reloading the document. I think there is some issue with the loading. Yeah, I will repeat the cell padding here once again. I'm sharing this screen. There's another example which I have written here. So you have seen like cell spacing, right? Now coming to cell padding. Table cell padding is equal to 10. You have a table row here with two headers and TR. Let us give some border also for better understanding. You can give us 2 or 3 or any numbers if you wish. See, here you have another table, month, savings, January and dollar header. So here in one row you have headers and in another row you have, so with another row you have the data. I will remove this cell padding here and then saving it and showing. You can see a simple table without any spacings. So if you want a space between the border of month and the month text, so now give it as cell padding. Observe the space between the month and its cell, savings and its respective cell border. So this is called as a cell padding. Now what happened? Now give the cell spacing to them also. Copy. Make it as cell spacing. Now observe. What happened here? For the whole table border and the cells, month cell, saving cell, January cell, $100, you have the space. The outer space is nothing but the cell spacing. The inner cell space is nothing but the cell padding. Okay, this is the difference between cell spacing and cell padding. Cell padding will always be between the content and its outermost border, and the between the table border and the cells is cell spacing. This is the example. Okay, I hope these things are clear. So I think the time is 10:30 now. We have to close the session for today's session. I will allow this document to download. Okay. For tomorrow's session, we can continue the rest of the topics like frame set, because frame set we have another few things to discuss. So href, I think everyone is clear about it. Href. Now you can download the document. I have just allowed you to download the document. So for tomorrow's session, till 27 slides, we are closing this session. From tomorrow's slide, we can go to the forms. Okay. Okay, fine. You can just download it. Tomorrow's session, we can go through the forms and frames. It's like percentages, dividing complete web page into different frames and having the content or images in the frames. We can discuss it in detail. Okay. I'm just closing the session now. You can download the document. Thank you all. If you have any doubts, just ping me. I can answer to your doubts.